Hey there YouTube, today I'm bringing you version number 2 of the Wandering Wizard, my signature base. As always, I'm starting with a very clear, easy to follow video of Fortify, so that there's no confusion of how to build it. This base will be covering a fairly large area, so when you're building this in-game, I would recommend that you do it exactly as I am, laying the tool cupboards first. You want to claim all of the building space you need immediately. I'm going to show you the foundation layout and the layout of the doors along with the tool cupboards, and the rest will be easy. This base is very similar to the Wandering Wizard version 1, but I think the advantages of the minor adjustments that I've made are significant enough that it really did warrant me making a new video. To begin with, I think the foundation layout is slightly simpler, a little easier to make in-game. The loot rooms are also slightly more spaced apart, and that's going to prevent a lot of the very devastating splash damage from rockets that we've seen in some of my other videos. It will take a full 8 rockets to raid each loot room. Okay, so that's the complicated part. I'll go ahead and roll the video through each floor. There will be an empty honeycomb above each loot room. There are going to be pillars on either side of the tower. This, by the way, is another advantage of this design. This is going to allow for a superior way to set up the tower, as you will see in the walkthrough in a bit. For those of you who haven't seen my other videos, let me give you a quick explanation of why this base has 2 external tool cupboards. It's not going to be a secret. Raiders are going to know that both of these are tool cupboards. If a raider wants to grief you, they'll have a 50% chance of doing it with 4C4 and a 100% chance of doing it with 8C4. But they will know that if they use those 8C4 to grief you, there is no chance at all that they're going to get any loot out of it. Most raiders are just simply not going to do that. Griefing is usually done as an afterthought, meaning that raiders will blast their way into a base looking for loot, and if they find the tool cupboard anyway, then they'll just go ahead and grief it. This base is set up so that a raider is going to have to make a conscious choice to spend extra resources to get your tool cupboards. Most won't. If you're trying to build this base, use the first part of this video. The Fortify layout will be very easy to follow. I'm going to go ahead and take a walk around this base so you can get the feel of it. Just like on the first version of this base, there is an optional 16,000 stone tool cupboard upgrade. If you want to put one more layer of stone around the 2 tool cupboards, it'll cost you about 8,000 stone each. For a base this strong, that may be worth it. And you might have the extra materials anyway just by trying to level or get some sulfur or metal ore. You can see in the video an example of how I like to set up these loot rooms. There's plenty of space for a shelf, 2 large boxes, and 2 small furnaces, and it doesn't really feel that cramped. There's an empty foundation tile in the middle here where you can grow cloth and food. The middle area here feels very spacious, and that's nice. If you are using sheet metal doors on this base though, because you haven't unlocked armor doors, I would recommend putting one more doorway with a door in front of each loot room. So let's take a look at how the tower is set up. Just like on the first version, this design does not rely on ladder hatches to protect your loot, which is good because ladder hatches are very weak. There are many good ways to set up a roof, but I really like this design. These triangle pieces in the corners with gaps really give you excellent fields of vision and fire. You can see and shoot at anything around your base. You can see if somebody's trying to door camp you. And you have a lot of places to hide behind in case you're getting shot at. Okay, it's time to test this base with a 32 rocket rate, so let's keep count. I'm trying to maximize rocket splash damage here, but you can tell from the layout it's very difficult for me to do that. I'm going to start by targeting this loot room on the right, and I will be able to hit multiple walls at once, but none of the walls I can hit will weaken any of the other loot rooms. I'm checking here to see if any splash damage has been done to the loot room on the left with the first 4 rockets. No damage was taken though. So now I'm into one loot room using 8 rockets. You can see me checking here if that has done any damage to any of the other loot rooms, but it has not. This next rocket doesn't count. I must have done a poor job of aiming because it took me 5 rockets to take down that wall. So we're only counting 4 of them in the official count. And that's 32, and I'm in all 4 loot rooms. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to hearing any feedback you have below.